Hey, it's your old cousin Jack with another episode of Woodcarving Weekly, and this week we're going to talk about tools, right? We'll have some fun with that. We also have a lot of carving videos for you. We'll spin around YouTube to see what we can see, and we'll have some fun along the way. Just a reminder, all of the resources that I mentioned today, I'll have links down in the description right below the video, and then also further down the page in the comments section, I'll have those same links posted there. Let's get started. Well, up first today, we'll take a look at a project from Alexander Grabovetskiy. You may recall we did a story on him once before, and he is a past winner of the International Woodcarver of the Year award. So he knows a lot about carving, and in this video he's sharing some information about sanding. He's answering the question that he says he gets a lot from his viewers, and that is, do you sand your carvings? Now, most of the time, the answer would be no, but he says it depends. It depends on the project. So for example, in the video, he talks about this really ornate sort of design that he's working on. And in the end, it's going to have a gold leaf application. So he says it has to be really smooth. So sometimes in these kinds of situations, he will sand his carvings, and sometimes he'll even burnish his carving. So in the video, he's going to share some knowledge nuggets with you about sanding techniques that have been used for centuries, way before sandpaper existed. He's going to talk about burnishing as well, and he's going to mention a sanding mesh that he uses, and that mesh is called Ornament. So this is it right here. It's very flexible, and it's made in Finland by a company called Mirka. So you can get a box of Ornament with 9 different pieces in there, and the grits will vary from 80 grit up to 600 grit. It's going to cost about $2.54 per piece. Yeah, it's more expensive than sandpaper, but it lasts longer. So for example, if your Ornament is getting kind of clogged with wood particles, you just slap it on your workbench and it clears it out. So you can go right back to using it. It's really good on contours and round shapes. So if you're doing a walking stick, or if you're working on a project like the one that Alexander is in the video, it comes in really handy. I've used it for several years, and I would say it's worth a shot if you've never tried it before. Well, it's that time of the year. Have you started working on your Christmas projects yet? Well, this might help you get inspired. Bob Kay has a brand new blog post over there at Woodchip Chatter, and he's doing a book review. The book is the How-To Book of Christmas Carving from the folks at Fox Chapel Publishing. And Bob gives you the breakdown. In his book review, he talks about the various projects that are included in the book, the different skill levels that it really matches up with, and you'll also see a really nice looking pine cone Christmas ornament carving that was submitted by Bob Kay himself. So, if you're looking for some inspiration and some great projects for the holiday season, head on over and take a look at Woodchip Chatter and see what Bob has to say about this book. Well, talking about the Christmas season, I should mention Doug Linker has a brand new tutorial video that's all about carving a Christmas ornament. It's a two-faced, two-sided Santa ornament, and Doug has recorded this out in the bush. He's out in the woods and he's using his trailer to record the video. It turns out pretty nice, by the way. Now, this is a really fun project, and Doug is showing you a flat plane example of doing this carving, and I have to tell you, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's a great design, and I really recommend that you go and take a look and even give it a shot for yourself. It's a lot of fun and relatively easy to do. So take a look at Doug's new tutorial and put that knife in the wood. Let's talk about tools. So Chris Pye is a master carver who lives in the UK. And on his video channel, his YouTube channel, he's sharing a lot of information about tools and how-to carving techniques. Lately, he's been showing a video about a coping saw. You know, this is a great tool, especially for someone who may not have a bandsaw, because that coping saw can cut contours, curves, and it's really good at getting into tight spaces. Have you ever worked with a coping saw that had the blade turned upside down. It's an interesting technique, and it's something that Chris will show you in his video. He's demonstrating in the video how to cut out a circle and how to cut around various shapes, even when it may be a little too tight, or what you might think is too tight for your coping saw to get through. But by repositioning the blade and turning it upside down, he shows you how you can get around the tightest corners. This is a 6.5-minute video, really informative, and it's worth a look. So go check it out, see what you think. Well, over at Stinnett Sticks, Mike is working on his carving skills. He's, again, using hand tools and a wood burner in this case. So he's carving a little coffee scoop with a fox positioned on top of the handle. And in the video, you'll see him cutting a fresh piece of red alder wood for this project. He's going to use a couple of different knives. You'll see some Mora knives in there. He uses a wood burner to add some detail to the fox carving. You'll also see him using some scrapers along the way. This is a very peaceful, enjoyable video. And there's a knowledge nugget in there for you as well. During the video, Mike is going to tell you when you're working with green wood, like he is in this freshly cut piece, he's going to tell you how to keep that wood from cracking and drying out while you're working on your project. So, take a look at Mike's new video and carve yourself a little coffee scoop just like it. Well, up next we'll head to the Pacific Northwest of the United States. That's where the Grizzly Artwork YouTube channel comes from. And the creator behind it is a guy named Ian. Ian is going to be chainsaw carving an owl in his latest project. And this is going to be made from a pretty large log. It's red cedar. So the owl will be perched on a log, and there are going to be some rocks around the base of it. And throughout the video, you'll see him using a variety of different tools. In addition to the chainsaw, he talks about the tools that he uses. He does a really nice job of adding commentary and describing what he's using as far as the tool and why he uses that tool for that piece of the project. So you'll see in the video that he goes through the entire carving process. Then he shows you the sanding that he does, and again, tools that he uses for the sanding piece. He uses a blowtorch as well to burn the piece, and then he goes to the sanding. After that, you'll see him taking a spray paint, adding some various details onto the carving, and then he finishes everything off with a coat of polyurethane. Now, Ian used to be, maybe he still is, a spray paint artist. He did a lot of it in the past. And then in 2019, he saw a TV show about chainsaw carving. He got inspired, and the rest is history. And who knows, maybe this video will inspire you to give it a try for yourself. Next, we'll feature a Ukrainian carver at the Small Wooden Sculpture YouTube channel. Now, we've shown you this channel before. This time around, the creator and carver is working on a small little cat figure. He's carving that out of a piece of basswood and using one single homemade knife to do it. Now he'll go through the carving process and show you the steps along the way, how to go ahead and make one of these yourself. It's a beginner-friendly type of video, and since it's a single knife project, you don't need a lot of tools to do it. So the carver says that when he's not filming or doing video on this little project, that he can carve one of these little cats in about 10 minutes. Stick around at the end of the video. You'll see several examples of finished cats that are already painted and ready to go. And these could give you some inspiration about maybe carving a little cat figure for yourself. So take a look at Small Wooden Sculpture. Folks, I want to thank you for being here today. Thanks for sticking with us. Appreciate all the support and really enjoy comments that folks are leaving. Thank you very much for interacting. We'll see you next week.